After reviewing the battery daddy, an experiment was started. Does storing batteries in the refrigerator help the batteries to last longer? Well, that experiment was cut short. That's because the unexpected happened. Some batteries contained within the battery daddy corroded. How could this have happened? Battery daddy, you had one job! This is bad. The whole purpose of using the battery daddy was to prevent something like this from happening again. Why did this happen? I don't know. At first, I suspected the battery daddy. I thought it might be a problem with the flimsy cover. It flexes a lot. So, did the batteries get crushed somehow? When I checked the batteries, they were packed tightly next to some honey and tomato sauce. I tried to recreate such a scenario by pressing the cover directly onto some AAA batteries. I squeezed them like I was trying to get juice from an orange, but nothing seemed to leak out. So, I'm not sure what happened. Why would 4 AAA batteries unexpectedly die like that? Regardless, as a result of this disaster, I'm ending the experiment. So, what were the results? This information might not be reliable, as some corrosion flaked onto the batteries in the experiment. It's not clear if the batteries in the experiment were affected. I'm reporting the results anyway. First, with the battery tester included with the battery daddy, it's hard to tell a difference. They're both showing as good batteries. But I remembered that I have a Pocket Pro from Sperry Instruments. I was able to get a more accurate reading of the voltage. The experiment batteries in the battery daddy had a voltage of 1.594. Meanwhile, the battery stored in the refrigerator had a voltage of 1.599, or even as high as 1.6. So, the batteries that were stored in the refrigerator have a shelf life that's approximately 3% better, right? Well, again, I have no idea how the batteries stored in the battery daddy were affected. Also, a better experiment would have recorded the precise voltage readings when the experiment was started. However, there was one other part to the experiment. The crazy control group. What about the batteries that were stored outside, in the heat, and the rain, and the snow? Well, first I have to free them from their frozen tomb. That's cold. I probably should have worn gloves. At this point, I suppose this is not very scientific. But after several minutes of scraping and chipping away at ice, I was able to get one of the batteries out. Just by looking at the battery, clearly this is not a good way to store batteries. Not surprisingly, the battery is dead. But after using the Pocket Pro, it seems that there might be a little bit of power still left. With obvious signs of rust, water damage probably killed this battery. That's why I don't like storing batteries in the refrigerator. There's too much condensation. Plus, I need that space for storing food. Now that the experiment is done, I searched online, and it seems that battery makers say no to storing batteries in the refrigerator. Yet, I wanted to try the scientific method. I learned a lot, and got surprising results.